Have you ever noticed that there are people who seem to attract money, opportunities, and even miracles without making any visible effort, while others work hard, run, sacrifice, and stay in the same place? That's not luck. That's vibration. The Bible already said, "As he thinks in his heart, so he is." Napoleon Hill called it a dominant mental state. The law of attraction calls it frequency. And the truth is, the universe responds not to what you say, but to what you vibrate. And here's the point. If your emotional vibration is aligned with abundance, you attract abundance. If it's aligned with scarcity, you attract scarcity. Even if you repeat affirmations every day, it's like trying to plant a good seed in soil drenched in doubt. It won't germinate. What I'm going to show you today is how to align your mind, faith, and energy to create a spiritual magnetic field that draws prosperity to you without the anxiety of chasing it. In just 20 minutes, you'll understand what no one told you about the millionaire mind, the law of attraction, and the eternal principles that transform any life. And this isn't empty theory. These are real, simple practices you can apply today to change your vibration and with it, change your reality. So, get ready, because from now on, you'll never see your life the same way again. Calm to manifest. In the beginning, silence was the language of God. This is how the journey begins for those who understand that reality responds not to the noise of haste, but to aligned emotional vibration. Psalm 1 describes the blessed as a tree planted by the rivers of water, steadfast, unshakable. Napoleon Hill would say that this tree thrives on mental discipline, not impulse. And the law of attraction confirms this. The universe doesn't read what you say, it feels what you vibrate. Imagine someone trying to manifest like someone chasing a train that has already departed. They shout, plead, work tirelessly, but their energy screams scarcity. This is exactly the advice of the wicked, to act without inner alignment. The righteous, on the contrary, understand that meditation on the law of the Lord is a fine-tuning of frequency. They protect their spiritual magnetic field like one protecting a treasure, and know that calmness is not passivity, it is applied faith. A planted tree doesn't pull its fruit to grow faster. It trusts in perfect timing. Likewise, those who desire spiritual prosperity need to cultivate deep roots, mental habits, continuous meditation, and intentional repetition of thoughts. As Napoleon Hill taught, the mind does not distinguish between real experience and vivid imagery held with emotion. Therefore, every morning, visualize yourself as already living your final state, feeling the vibration of faith. Write in the comments, "I receive my harvest," if you feel this message is for you. This act is not just symbolic, it's vibrational. By writing, you send a signal to your subconscious that you are ready to receive and manifest through action the faith you carry. To apply today, before you begin your tasks, stop for 5 minutes. Breathe deeply and declare, "I am the tree established in truth." Visualize yourself in the assembly of the righteous with strong spiritual roots, receiving vibrational nourishment from the inner source. This simple practice strengthens mental protection, wards off distractions, and maintains the mental focus needed to transform the mind into fertile soil. Remember, the universe doesn't understand words without energy. You don't attract what you want, you attract what is. This means that every emotion you feel is a seed planted. Your external life is merely a reflection of the internal state you cultivated yesterday. Therefore, take care of the invisible construct, thoughts as energy, energetic alignment, and spiritual synchronicity. Now take a deep breath and realize this calm is the key to the next step, understanding that it's not the strength of your actions that changes the world, but the inner state you carry while performing them. In the next chapter, we'll delve into this secret that Napoleon Hill and the word itself reveal, which can completely change what you manifest. What supports the fruit is not the branch, it is the invisible root. This is how the righteous live, not trusting only in external actions, but in the inner state that sustains them. Psalm 1 reveals that those who meditate on the law of the Lord day and night are like a tree planted that bears fruit in its season. Napoleon Hill confirms prosperity begins in a prosperous mind, where prevailing thought shapes destiny, and the law of attraction completes it. The universe responds to who you are, not what you try to appear to be. Many people confuse excessive effort with faith. They work until their bodies are exhausted, but maintain the vibration of doubt in their hearts. It's like watering a seed while repeating that it won't grow. The Bible is clear. A good man out of the good treasure of his heart brings forth that which is good. The treasure here is the state of energetic alignment, the heightened consciousness that bears fruit in the right season. Those who live this way don't wear themselves out chasing after it, but allow aligned manifestation to reach them. Your inner state is like a spiritual magnetic field. It either attracts or repels. If you maintain a cycle of thoughts of scarcity, your own energy builds an invisible barrier against abundance. On the other hand, if you cultivate mental habits of gratitude, clarity of purpose, and mental focus, you inevitably become a magnet for spiritual prosperity. Napoleon Hill called this applied faith, which is not a fleeting emotion, but a conscious decision maintained through intentional repetition. Leave here in the comments, "I am my vibration," to anchor this truth within you. This is a public commitment to your new vibrational identity, strengthening your energy field and activating the principle that what you are, you attract. To apply, choose a time of day to sit in silence and create a clear mental image of who you want to be. See yourself already living in this ultimate state, in the right place, surrounded by the right people, experiencing divine harvest. Feel this emotion as truth. The subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between what is real and what is intensely imagined. This is the bridge between faith and manifestation. This secret is counterintuitive for those who grew up believing that life only changes with more physical work. Work is important, yes, but the inner state is the foundation. Without it, any external achievement is unstable. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Proverbs already announced that emotional vibration is the matrix of all reality. And here's the point. If you start changing your inner state today, your outer reality will begin to reorganize itself to reflect this new vibration. In the next chapter, we'll talk about something even more profound, the universe as a mirror, and how your every emotion is reflected back in the form of circumstances. And get ready. This part could completely change the way you view every situation in your life. The external world is only a reflection of what already lives within you. This is one of the most transformative truths that spirituality, the Bible, and the law of attraction have in common. Jesus said, "Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you." The kingdom is within, and that's where change begins. Napoleon Hill emphasized that life is a faithful mirror of prevailing thought. The universe doesn't interpret your words, it responds to your emotional vibration. If there is anxiety, fear, and scarcity within, reality returns exactly that. It's as if each emotion were a signal emitted into the spiritual magnetic field, and the universe, like a mirror, reflected this signal in the form of circumstances. The righteous, as in Psalm 1, do not allow themselves to be led astray by the counsel of the wicked or the circle of scoffers, because they know that this contaminates the high frequency that maintains their spiritual prosperity. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a good mood, even strangers treat you better, and that on days when you're irritated, everything seems to go wrong? This is spiritual resonance in action. It's your energy field responding to your inner state. Napoleon Hill said that infinite intelligence only collaborates with those who are in tune with it, and this attunement isn't verbal, it's vibrational. Comment: my reflection is abundance. If you choose to let the mirror of life return prosperity to you, this phrase, written with intention, creates a subconscious trigger so that every emotion and thought of yours begins to reflect this choice. A powerful exercise. When faced with any challenge, before reacting, ask yourself, what does this say about my inner state? This question activates discernment and spiritual awareness. If the answer indicates fear, frustration, or disbelief, it's time to clear these beliefs and nourish the vibration of faith. This way, you change the cause, not just the effect. Remember, the Bible, the law of attraction, and Napoleon Hill converge on the same point. Reality is not an accident. It's a mirror shaped by what you carry in your heart. The life you see today is the harvest of emotional seeds planted yesterday. Want to change the reflection? Then change what you emit. And this is precisely where we prepare to take the next step. Understanding that the universe is not impressed by what you say, but by what you vibrate. In the next chapter, we'll unlock this key and see why you vibrate what you are, not what you say, and how this explains why many pray, affirm, and work, but remain in the same place. You vibrate what you are, not what you say. The universe is deaf to empty words, but hears loudly the frequency you carry. Proverbs once said, as he thinks in his heart, so is he. The law of attraction reinforces, you don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Napoleon Hill would call this dominant state of mind. Psalm 1 confirms that the righteous prosper because their continual meditation on the law of the Lord shapes their vibrational identity. And it is this identity that echoes in the spiritual magnetic field. Many people recite affirmations daily, but feel fear, doubt, and scarcity. It's like planting an orange seed and watering it with poison. Emotional vibration always trumps words. The universe responds to the state of being, not to speech. Therefore, those who live with mental focus and inner alignment find that even their external actions gain new strength because they are imbued with applied faith. Think of an actor who fully embodies a character. They don't just repeat lines, they become that role. This is the secret to aligned manifestation, emotionally dressing the reality you desire until it becomes natural. Napoleon Hill said that autosuggestion only works when accompanied by intense feeling, because it's the feeling that imprints itself on the subconscious. Right, my vibration doesn't lie if you understand that the universe responds to who you are. This establishes the awareness that your words only have power when charged with emotional truth and inner alignment. To practice, choose a short affirmation that represents your new season, such as, I am the tree standing in truth, or my fruit comes in its season. And repeat it, feeling it as absolute truth. Imagine scenes that confirm this affirmation. See details, hear sounds, smell aromas. The more real it feels, the more your vibrational field will resonate with it. This alignment changes everything. Doors that previously seemed locked begin to open, not because you verbally insisted, but because your energy has shifted. It's quantum action. A high frequency attracts opportunities, people, and synchronicities that match your state. The righteous experience this daily because they understand the spiritual principle. The present is the soil, and you are the sower. And if this is already becoming clear to you, get ready. In the next chapter, we will reveal why your current reality is only a reflection of past internal states, and how changing the outside requires first a profound transformation on the inside. The world around you is a photo album of the emotions you felt yesterday. This is the synthesis of the spiritual principle that unites the Bible, the law of attraction, and Napoleon Hill. In Galatians, it is written, "Whatever a man sows, that he will also reap." Outward life is the divine harvest of the seeds you planted in your heart. And Psalm 1 confirms this. The righteous flourish because their deep roots are in continual meditation on the law of the Lord, which shapes their predominant thinking. If the harvest you see today isn't what you desire, the cause isn't what you did yesterday, but what you felt and believed before. Your internal state is like the invisible programming of software running in your subconscious. Napoleon Hill said that circumstances are created by the sum of your dominant thoughts. Therefore, changing your life is a process of subconscious reprogramming, not just one-off actions. The righteous, like a planted tree, are in no hurry. They understand that the cycle of prosperity begins with building a solid foundation, mental habits, spiritual discipline, clarity of purpose, and energetic alignment. The wicked, on the other hand, live reacting to what they see, unaware that the reflection will only change when the original image is transformed. Leave a comment. I change inside to change outside. This is a written commitment to your own transformation, a way of declaring to the universe that you are adjusting the reflection starting with the cause. Best practice, at the end of the day, close your eyes and mentally review the situations that most affected you. Ask yourself, what does this reveal about my frequency? If you identify patterns of fear, scarcity, or frustration, consciously replace them with images and emotions of victory, abundance, and peace. This is belief clearing in action. Over time, this mental discipline builds a new internal structure. The universe, like a mirror, begins to reflect this change in the form of new connections, unexpected solutions, and spiritual prosperity. This is spiritual judgment taking place, the constant evaluation of what you are emitting and receiving. And now, with this understanding that everything external began within, let's move on to one of the most guarded secrets of manifestation: living in the final state before seeing the result. This is the key that Jesus, the law of attraction, and Napoleon Hill taught, and it completely transforms the speed of the harvest. Faith is not waiting to see, it is living as if it were already real. This is the essence of what Jesus said. Whatever things you ask for when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you will have them. The law of attraction calls this assuming the end state, and Napoleon Hill described it as the need to maintain the vision of the already accomplished goal in the prosperous mind. Psalm 1 reinforces that the righteous flourish because their continued meditation creates this vibrational identity even before the divine harvest arrives. Living in the ultimate state isn't fantasy, it's subconscious reprogramming. You're not fooling yourself, you're building, through intentional repetition, the mental framework that will make your external reality match your internal state. Napoleon Hill said, "What the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve." But belief needs to be felt as truth, not just spoken. The righteous, like a planted tree, feel fruitful even in winter. They don't wait for circumstances to change to feel gratitude and abundance. They feel it now. This changes the vibration of faith, which triggers spiritual synchronicity and attracts aligned manifestation. The wicked, on the contrary, wait for a miracle to happen before changing their state, and thus live trapped in the cycle of scarcity. A simple practice. Before bed, close your eyes and imagine your perfect day, as if it were today. See the details, feel the emotions, hear the voices, even notice the scents. This visualization creates mental images so real to the subconscious that it begins to work to materialize them. This is how the bridge between internal and external reality is built. When you live in the ultimate state, you begin to notice small confirmations in your daily life, unexpected messages, invitations, solutions. These are not coincidences. They are responses from the invisible construction you have created. It's like a tree that, even without bearing fruit, already has all its potential hidden in its spiritual roots. And this is where a crucial ingredient comes in: conscious surrender, knowing when to let go of control and allow the invisible force to work for you. In the next chapter, we'll see why surrendering isn't giving up, but activating divine intelligence to accelerate your cycle of prosperity. A seed does not grow just because it was planted, but because the environment favored its growth. The same is true of action. It's not the quantity that defines the result, but the vibration that accompanies it. Romans reminds us, whatever does not proceed from faith is sin. Napoleon Hill reinforces this. Action with fear is wasted effort. Action with applied faith is multiplied investment. Psalm 1 shows that the righteous prosper because everything they do is rooted in continual meditation on the law of the Lord. The wicked act impulsively, driven by desperation, trying to compensate for insecurity with excessive effort. The righteous, on the other hand, choose their actions like someone planting in fertile soil, with clarity of purpose and energetic alignment. They understand that each movement must be connected to their vibrational identity and the high frequency they wish to sustain. It's like building a house. There's no point in rushing if the foundation isn't ready. The right action at the wrong time can compromise the entire structure. The law of attraction teaches that the universe responds faster when your energy is aligned with your goal. Napoleon Hill would call this directed action, the opposite of moving without knowing where you're going. Writes, "I live as if it already were, to affirm the decision to maintain the end state today." By writing, you see and feel yourself in the desired reality, reinforcing what your subconscious must work to manifest. To practice, before any important decision, ask yourself, is this action born of my faith or my fear? If it's fear, pause. If it's faith, move forward with confidence. This filtering creates an intentional protection against wasted energy and increases spiritual synchronicity, attracting opportunities that align with your faith vibration. When action is guided by the spiritual magnetic field, It carries an invisible force. This is why some achieve great results with small steps, while others, even when running, remain in the same place. The secret lies in the energy of prosperity that accompanies movement. And it's precisely this energy that connects us to the next point. How imagination, when combined with the right emotion, becomes the creative laboratory of reality. In the next chapter, we'll see how the Bible, the law of attraction, and Napoleon Hill reveal that creation begins in the mind, and why your imagination is the key to shaping any future. Faith grows in the soil of habit. Psalm 1 describes the righteous as one who meditates day and night on the law of the Lord, and this constancy is the key to transforming imagination into reality. Napoleon Hill said that intentional repetition shapes prevailing thought, and the law of attraction confirms this. What you sustain with emotion becomes inevitable. Conscious practice is the link between inspiration and aligned manifestation. Conscious practice is living in a state of continuous decision. It's choosing thoughts, filtering words, and protecting your spiritual magnetic field from mental distraction. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. The righteous build a solid mental structure that sustains the divine harvest, even when the external climate seems adverse. Philippians reminds us, whatever things are true, whatever things are honorable, whatever things are right, think about these things. This is a spiritual and mental principle that Napoleon Hill would translate as feed the mind with quality raw materials. This includes nighttime rituals, visualizations, emotional affirmations, and environments that encourage high frequency. Comment, I trust and deliver. If you're ready to let go of control and let the invisible force work on your behalf, this simple act is like planting a seed of deep trust in the fertile soil of faith. An extra tip: when you wake up, declare a powerful phrase out loud, such as, "Today I walk in the path of the righteous," or "I am the tree planted by the waters of life." By doing this, you activate the vibration of faith first thing in the morning and create an energetic field that guides your decisions. Throughout the day, notice how each thought influences your emotions. If you notice a drop in energy, return to your breathing, visualization, or affirmation practice. This constant attention is what keeps the invisible construction active and the aligned manifestation moving forward. And so, with conscious practice, you don't just attract what you desire, you become it. But this journey doesn't end there. Because now that you understand the full cycle, I want to challenge you to apply it strategically to expand every area of your life. And in the next video, you'll discover how to take this transformation to the next level. Now that you understand that it's not what you say or do in isolation that changes your life, but the emotional vibration you sustain every day, the question is, what frequency will you carry from today on? Will you continue planting seeds of doubt, or will you decide to be the tree planted by the waters with deep spiritual roots, reaping fruit in due time? The truth is, nothing changes until you change within. And if you apply what you've seen here, even just one exercise a day, you'll feel the first changes and the universe will begin to respond. But remember, it's not magic. It's spiritual and quantum principles working together, exactly as Napoleon Hill, the Bible, and the law of attraction teach. Now I want to hear from you. What topic would you like us to explore in more depth in future videos? Want me to talk more about mental reprogramming, about biblical prosperity, about daily practices to raise your frequency? Leave a comment, because this channel is for you. And if this content resonated with you, subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Each video here is designed to help you align your mind, faith, and energy to create the life you were born to live. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today. And write, "I already won," as an act of faith and declaration that your next cycle of prosperity has already begun.